I failed to mute the ninja. My bad.
Aha.
Wow.
It happens. Well, welcome back, Mythlanders. We're coming into session 43 of Goblin Stone. Things have gotten pretty intense. There's been a lot of action over the last few sessions as the heroes drive themselves toward the Masters. But after a heavy combat, the party might be looking for a place to rest. Coming on to the middle section of the Goblin Stone through a secret passageway in the Goblin Shrine down below, they encountered an ambush. The Strangler got away briefly, before he was chased down. A goblin mage and several other goblins ambushed the party as they came out of that secret door, but each of them lie dead. The party continued north, to the south actually. They spotted a familiar door, red fiery runes that blocked the passageway to the massive open expanse and the bridge that they stopped at a catty-corner angle. But to the north of there is a large chamber, stairs going up and down, many tunnels going off from there. They managed to chase down the Strangler and kill him, opening a door facing a massive goblin, the cook of this level. It hit pretty hard, but our allies were able to take it down. Let me go ahead and bring us over to the map so you can see some of the carnage left behind from our allies. And now as the party starts to regather, they might be considering whether to find somewhere to take a rest or to fight their way through. What about you, Loquitur? What do you recall from last session? Anything else stand out for you, or any questions?
Yeah, I recall Helena rolling 15 damage on every goblin in the entire room. Lokag getting fantastically huge and getting an opportunity to wield his great sword.
That's right.
And yeah, everybody else kind of, doing their character things, and Gravelix running around, and Merlin finally came back, seeming to have finished up with the circles, so maybe he'll join us going up the stairs too. Who knows?
Who knows? Well, Big Bri, how about you? Actually, give me just a moment. I'm going to take care of a sound issue.
I do remember that we killed a bunch of goblins and we were headed up some stairs. I would like to find a place to rest, but I don't think going back is going to be the way. So I know Merlin is going to guard our backs while we go upstairs, and we'll just have to figure it out as we go.
All right. Well, Nick, welcome back to the table. Any
Thank you.
Any questions for you about what happened?
Yeah, not so much. I mean, I remember I recall we were with the alchemy and all that. I don't know if we grabbed any of that stuff, but I know there were supplies at some point. So I don't know if we picked anything up.
We did not.
Oh, okay.
We did not.
Might be an opportunity to run back and get supplies before we rest.
It might be.
I'll follow your lead. You guys were here last week, so you got a better sense of. So we might be able to run someone back there and grab some gear. I'm interested to see what Merlin wants to do from here. Hopefully, maybe Merlin wants a little rest too.
All right.
Yeah.
Any other questions for anybody? All right. So as we come back into the action, you all can hear through the southern stair down here. You can hear a pretty large troop of heavily armored figures, likely hobgoblins, marching their way up the stairs. It seems at a decent distance, probably over 80 feet away, and having, downstairs as well. So you don't have much time to do whatever you all were thinking about doing. So to start off the session, why don't we highlight our tokens and roll initiative? All right. Clifford with 16, Locag with 11, X with a 12. And I'm going to put the rest of your allies just after you all on the initiative. For now. As Clifford has just come from the south, rounded the corner, and fired a couple of shots into the giant goblin in the leather apron, a massive cleaver in its hand. Between you and Locag, you managed to finish off the cook. So what does Clifford do or say next?
Well, I assume he notices he hears the sounds of them coming.
Definitely.
So yeah, he'll look to everyone else and say, "Well, that was a fun little dance. Where are we going next?" Looks like they're coming up those stairs. He's still holding the staff. I'm not sure if he's holding the staff at this point, but just to give a little sense of intention, he could lock those stairs down for a little while, I think. I'm not sure if you're allowed to make a wall sideways, a horizontal wall, and block the stairs, building moving the earth and all that. But there might be a way to kind of block the stairs that way. Or, heck, maybe we can move, since we got a giant barbarian, maybe we can move a large object over the stairs like that. There's that idol. Looks like a statue or something. It'd be kind of cool if we could just drag that statue over there and cover the stairs.
It is pretty
That's not
large. It's unlikely you'd be able to move the statue.
Yeah.
But you could summon a horizontal wall of earth, a wall of stone, if you wish to.
I'm interested in doing that, yeah, so I might do that. If we're just doing the kind of intentions, that's kind of what I'm intending. But I'll go ahead and do it if we're doing actions, then...
Well, let's check in with everybody else and see what they're thinking. As Clifford obviously puts his pistol away, brandishes the mithril, the adamant staff, and begins to look pointedly toward the southeastern stair. What does X do or say?
I'm already like 60 feet up the stairs. I'm proceeding as if we're still in combat rounds.
Okay.
So X is going up. As a character, X would have no reason to believe that there was any value in going backwards. So I'm just going straight up.
All right. So seeing Clifford brandishing the staff, Helena says, "Well, X has already gone up the stairs. I'm not should I call him back?"
It's all right. I got your back, Maybe we just keep moving if that's the plan. We got to rest at some point, though. I'm not feeling good.
What does Locag do or say?
Locag is most certainly very intent on, getting up the stairs, I guess. He says, crazy wizard man says he'll cover us from those stairs, but if you put a wall over it, maybe he can come with us. There might be a place to hole up upstairs or something. I don't know. I say we follow Serious Face. Otherwise, he is likely to get himself, murdered by mini goblins.
That is an accurate assessment.
At the suggestion that you can set a wall of stone, Merlin darts across the chamber, shouting, "Yes, seal them in!"
Awesome. Well, yeah. 2 hours. Just got to keep my concentration. So Clifford lifts up the staff, moves towards the stairs a little bit, and throws down a wall of stone, sealing the exit for the next 2 hours, unless someone hits me.
And you fail your con check.
No.
Okay, excellent. So, as you summon from the ether a almost yellow golden stone of some sort that completely blocks that half-circular stairwell moving downward. The echoing sounds of armored hobgoblins vanishes from the air. Merlin runs toward the stairs, while Gravelix creeps up after X. Helena summons her rattlings and the swarm back to her. Alright, so X. The climb is long. You go dozens and dozens and dozens of feet. Just like the smaller passageway, the stairs seem to wind and twist, doubling back on themselves as you climb higher and higher into the stone. Your legs start to burn, and soon your breath is burning in your lungs from the heavy climb, and you crouched in stealth. You can hear your allies echoing on the stone coming from below. Does X continue up the stairs? Do you stop, let your allies catch up, or what does X do here?
Oh, I'm not going ahead of my allies by that much. No, we're staying together. Staying as a group.
Okay. All right, give me just a moment. Soon, above you, you start to see a green and ugly yellow light playing along the walls as if reflecting off of stone surfaces above you, indicating there is a lighted chamber above. It is quiet as the grave. Might have to bear with me a moment.
Oh boy, the map's loading. Map loading, that always means something serious.
Indeed it does.
I'm not going first this time. I did all the trap finding I've done for a lifetime.
So who does go first?
Are the stairs large enough for Lokag to maintain his large form?
Yes.
Okay. Lokag will not go first. Much like the wall that Clifford created, he will be the ball to the party's back.
How many hit points are you missing, Gag?
I am missing about 30, give or take 3. So I'm missing 27.
On the way up the stairs, I will heal him for 20 with my Cure Light Wound spell.
Nice. Okay.
Okay, no longer need the short rest. I'm fine.
Plenty of time for sleep when we're dead.
X will try to sneak ahead if you guys, if Clifford doesn't want to take point, X will have no problem stealthing and going quietly.
I got your back.
Helena drops into stealth as well, but stays with the party.
I have not cast Pass Without Trace yet today,
Ooh, nice.
so I will pass without trace on the way up the stairs.
And that requires concentration, I believe?
It does.
It does, okay. So no more bless.
Well, the bless would have wore off after that combat, right? So
Yeah, it would have worn off. You're right.
I-
As you were climbing the stairs for sure.
yes, I assume that it's not an infinite bless. So yeah, I'll switch over to pass and try, and we'll try to go deathly silent up the stairs.
Do you want stealth rolls from the rest of us?
If everyone is attempting stealth, then yes.
I'll stay back. I'll give him some distance, but I'll be trying to be stealthy as well.
I will not attempt stealth, but I don't want to get up in the realm where I might break it. up the stairs.
Okay.
There.
I'm gonna hang back.
Well, everybody has to be within 30 feet of me, so it's better to stay in a
I
close
guess.
group.
All right.
So
I guess if I do
21
have-
for me. Remember, you get the plus 10. So
Yeah, that's true.
32 for Locag,
Nice.
27 for Merlun, 21
Still
for
Blend
Gravelix,
in.
21 for Clifford, 22 for X, and 20 for Helena. Let's see here. We'll get one for...
One of the side effects of the growth is that low
Does Merlun take like a negative 25 to his stealth check because he's so noisy?
constantly yelling?
No, actually, his armor is whisper quiet when he moves. The whining of strange gears inside, it fades from your hearing. As if there's some enchantment on his armor.
Sure, would be
Oh,
a
either-
shame if Merlun died or something, and we had to honor his remains.
Leader Merlun, what can you tell us about this next floor?
Very little. I have not been this far. There are likely to be guards and strange spirits summoned by the magics of the masters. I expect those twisted, sharp-toothed goblins to be above. I had heard a rumor that there were 2 dragon heads mounted on the walls somewhere. It is said that they both breathe fire and smoke. Very dangerous trap.
Thank you, Leader Merlun.
You are welcome.
Kill the masters. Yes.
Yes. They must die. All right, X, whenever you're ready, you can... How far ahead are you going to move from the party?
We're going to try to all stay within 30 feet of each other, so if I'm in the lead, then everybody else can't be far behind. The formation that we're in right now, everybody's within 30, so...
Okay. All right. Well, you all can continue and move your tokens. I'll bring the NPCs up to catch up.
God, I can move everybody. All right. Yes.
Nice.
I will follow you, X.
That yellow and ugly yellow and foul greenish glow get brighter as you climb the steps.
All right, X. You move. We are on you.
Okay, so I'll continue to go up little by little, carefully not outrunning the party. I'll, inch forward, wait for them to catch up. So basically, I don't want combat to start and for them to be 50 feet behind me, right?
Absolutely. Gotcha.
Dang. You need to have a warning at the bottom of these stairs.
Lokag's taking them like 6 at a time. This is actually very easy.
X will give Lokag a universal symbol of love using just one finger.
As you all come closer, and X, you can look over the last stair and look at what seems to be a large chamber. Another statue of the one-eyed god stands opposite the entrance. Light pouring out from it. You all can hear rough, rasping breath coming from within the chamber. It sounds like 2 beasts, but you also hear the shifting foot of an armored figure. You all suspect that there is an ambush.
We'll share that with the rest of the team and see if anybody's got any ideas on how to best engage this.
Well, we can always go with letting me go first and drawing fire.
Clifford holds the staff. I can make a hell of a lot of rumble if you think it's gonna work. Drop them all to the ground. Then I feel the power in this thing.
Big Lokag's on the clock here, so we got to make a decision.
X is all for the barbarian, but I think an even better idea is Millie dodging than going in.
Sure, go for it.
Could do that.
Draw the
Seems to work
fire, and
pretty
then
well.
we follow up. I like it.
DM, just for my tracking, about how long would it take from us fighting that cook goblin to climb up the stairs? I got a 10-minute clock on large Lokag.
Okay, it would have taken about 2 minutes.
Okay, cool. Just trying to keep a mental tally.
All right, so Millie moves up ahead, hugs the wall, looks back to all of you two.
Does she have a spell slot for that word of protection or whatever that Joe likes to use? Extra 2 AC.
Let's see here. She does for Shield of Faith.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
All right, that puts her AC at 25.
Pretty good AC for a 5th level character.
Indeed.
And Lokag will psych himself up and re-engage rage of the bear.
All right. So moving, I imagine, pretty much in unison. Millie readies herself.
Okay,
Go ahead.
get up there ahead of everybody so that you don't have to try to move through people because that's going to be awkward. Yeah, there you go.
Excuse me, pardon me. Okay. Millie, you go, and I will be right behind you.
All right. So you feel free to move your tokens as Millie steps out into the open. Kind of pause time within the game as you all move your tokens around, keeping yourself as a group, as it was the plan. Her stepping out maybe just before everybody, trying to draw any fire that's readied.
Come on. Can Lokag step up to there without fully exposing himself?
Yeah. As far as you know, yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Longstrider's still running on Lokag and Millie.
Got it. Thank you for that. Currently rocking 65 feet of movement.
All right. Clifford, is that where you want to be?
Probably want to be able to see what's going on. So, say, I guess I don't see much. I'll hang back. I'll hang back a little bit. I'll move in when the noise starts.
Okay, give me just a moment. So as Millie steps out, you all hear massive paws scraping on stone, lungs that pump like a bellows. Something large and sort of grayish white, 2 goblins holding onto its back, streaks out in front of you as 2 wargs with the the Betezu, the twisted goblins with the faces, sort of skinless, lipless faces, pointed teeth. They move, and before she can react, the goblins on the back of the warg make their attacks.
Whoa.
They're so swift and so well hidden that only one of the wargs is visible to you all at the moment, because it comes out into the open. The two goblins are sort of hiding, holding onto one side of the thing's bridle, just out of sight. But they both drop down and slash at Millie. They're going to be single rolls, even though she, because they had advantage from stealth, they have disadvantage from her dodging. Several goblin longswords clang and spark, throw sparks off of Millie's armor. I think now it's time to highlight our tokens and roll initiative.
Bread.
Something else transpires, actually, just in that moment before initiative is rolled.
Oh, I think we should re-roll our initiatives. We were bad. I would have rolled differently if I knew.
I would have rolled differently.
I would have put a spin on it, I put my special spin on it.
In addition to the Betezu goblins' longswords, 4 arrows flash from the darkness on either side of the massive statue and also shatter on Millie's shield and armor.
Oh, Shield of Faith, let's go.
All right, looks like I think we've got everybody. Locag, X, Millie, Helena, Clifford, Roland, Gravlix. Awesome.
And the rats just go on Helena's turn, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they'll just go on her turn.
Perfect.
All right, checking something really quick. The lipless, sharp-toothed goblins begin that screeching, howling shout, that roar that's part anger, part pain. It sounds unhinged and confused. The air around them billows with a faint green light. Goblin disengages, hops off the back of the warg, and moves southward. The other, on the same saddle, drops down as it slashes toward Millie, and also disengages and drops backward. All right. No, it would stay there. From east of you, 2 more arrows whistle through the air, shattering on the walls nearby and on Millie's armor. Merlon rushes forward and closes with one Oh no, he would not need to do that. He would stay here. He would raise one of his gauntleted hands, make a fist. Electricity starts crackling around the armored gauntlet. He opens his fingers, and a jolt of lightning streaks forward to hit one of the wargs. But it misses. It sails over the warg's head and narrowly misses the two Betezu goblins. Helena from there. She's got her 3 attacks. Do you all think she'd attack one of the goblins, one of the wargs, or would she slip in to try to find the hobgoblins?
Maybe take out the warg first.
All right. Yeah. Why don't you each make an attack roll for Helena? She's got a plus 10.
Let's roll a d20.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna use. I can't do that. I'm gonna use my session inspiration to re-roll Helena's attack.
Okay.
I got an 18.
That is a hit. 1d8 plus 7.
All right.
16.
16 is also a hit. And one more attack roll from X.
Max damage.
11 damage from.
X, that's going to hit.
D8 plus 7. Oh, another 15 damage. Get out of here.
Nice.
41 points of damage total.
Would Helena do a septic strike on that?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
obviously. Use her bonus action.
Shaw.
Now, was that the warg or one of the goblins? I'm sorry, I missed.
I think it was the warg is what
Okay.
I was suggesting, yeah.
Yeah, the warg.
What does septic do?
D4.
D4, all right.
All right.
1.
The warg
Wasn't
seems
that
very hurt. Helena scrambles back, but sends the swarm of rats in. This churning mass of teeth and tails sort of tumbles toward the warg and begins to sort of almost climb up its leg. So far, the warg seems unhurt. What does Clifford do as Helena drops back down the stairs a bit?
Oh, I don't like this. He'll move within range. I think he'll launch a catapult. It's bound to hit one of them. Find a rock on the ground near Locag.
Easy enough.
Target the warg. And I think it probably is going to go through the goblins too and through their area. So, in theory, there'd be 3 saves on.
That's a
so
dex save, correct?
I think so, yeah. I'm doing it from the staff, so I don't actually have it with me, but I can figure it out.
Okay. You should be able to just add that spell to your sheet.
Yeah, let me try. I'm not sure if I don't want to take too much time with it, but catapult. So, but yeah, let me know if you make the save.
All right, give me just a moment.
I'm not sure what the DC on the staff is. 3d8 bludgeoning.
It is going to be your spell save DC.
Oh, okay. And my save DC is pretty good. Sorry. Should have clear. My save DC is 14.
All right. So one of the goblins saves, the warg, and the other goblin do not.
Okay, it just hits one of them, so have it hit the war 3d8.
All right, go ahead and roll that up.
I'll roll that. Yeah, it's like if one misses, once it hits one of them, then it just hits them. 20 damage.
Nice. You can feel free to describe or pass as you finish off the warg.
Yeah, a stone laying on the ground begins to grow as he staff. He's like channeling everything through the staff now. It's his new best friend. The rock begins to sort of wiggle and shake on the ground and then grow exponentially. It's almost like it's picking up some of the growth energy from Loke. And it flies, just takes on the same size as the warg, smashes through it and knocks it back. It falls to the ground, and the two goblins are left floating in the air, Wile E. Coyote style, for just a second before they drop to the ground. I don't know if they go flying back with it, but there's no real knockback, so I would think they just stay there. But
Yeah, they would just drop to the ground.
yeah, so the warg gets smashed, splattered into the ground by the stone. Here's your goblin stone.
They both land on their feet, still screeching.
Ooh. Very agile little goblins.
Mm-hmm. What else?
And then he'll kip back a little bit. The rest of his movement.
Okay.
That's it.
Gravelix would step out, make a simple attack at the wounded goblin, or one of the goblins. But is going to miss. Someone give me a d6 for the mishap for Gravelix.
Oh no. Oh my. Lokag won.
5.
Okay, awesome.
I love the little animated tokens, by the way. Pretty cool.
Nice.
They're extra scary, creepy.
Yeah, that was the hope. Hell yeah, I'm glad you like them.
I feel like he's like, holding them off as they're going.
Gravelix does move back down the stairs and attempts to hide again.
Hey, this is my hiding place. You're gonna give me away, kiddo.
Now Millie might just keep making the dodge action. Unless you all have something you'd rather her do.
Seems fine. I kind of want to defer to the player. They don't get killed. Less likely to get critted if you're dodging.
True. DL, Big Bri, that alright with you?
Yeah.
Alright, she continues dodging. One of the mutated goblins gives a screeching shout and slashes it with its sword two-handed. That would miss either way, but it's going to be with disadvantage as she is dodging. Alright, it disengages as a bonus action and moves back to here. You all hear a shout from the shadows around the statue. Clifford, you can understand what is being said. Her shield and armor are too good. Change targets. What does X do?
Well, there's a goblin and a warg very close to each other. I'd
true.
say they're within 5 feet.
The warg is down.
Now the other
Oh, these
warg-
guys. Here and here.
Indeed.
So I can poison spray them both with Reaper.
Nice.
Nice.
No bless at the moment, so I gotta uncheck the bless box. Am I hidden? I believe I'm getting stealth. but
You
if
have
I'm
not made any attacks or
cool.
done anything since rolling stealth, so yeah, you're still hidden.
You can sort that part out. If it's not,
Nope.
oh come on! I just clicked advantage and it didn't give advantage.
That's weird.
But I got a 25 to hit
All right, on which one? The warg or
on
the
the
goblin?
warg.
Okay,
That's a warg.
it's definitely a hit.
And then we'll take this second shot here at El Goblino for another 25 to hit. And 15 damage on that one.
All right, so 9 on the warg. And 15 on the goblin.
And then back down the tunnel a little ways and another stealth roll to hide as my bonus action for rogue. 39.
Nice.
Wow.
So
Wow.
Nice.
X disappears from the scene.
Next in the order
Right.
is Lokag.
So there is, let's see, there's a little goblin still hanging out right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Lokag is going to immediately chop down at that thing. Let's see. Is he hidden? He's kind of up there and big. I don't know if he's still hidden.
Yeah, at this point, I'd say you're probably not.
Okay. I'm gonna say, so I'm gonna go reckless and great sword attack at little goblin. Boom, getting a 24 to hit.
That's a hit.
Pretty good. 19 damage.
Yeah, it is. That's pretty good. The goblin, that its wailing turns to a high-pitched screech as you knock some wind from its lungs. It stumbles back but does not fall.
I think we'll just attack it again.
Yeah,
We'll just do that. Oh, for a 14 to hit. Not so good.
14's gonna miss.
All right. And I'm going to position myself. Right.
Can
Here.
Cliff offer a warning before he moves?
Sure.
Of what sort?
He heard in Goblin. He's like, "Hey, Lokag, I think they're going for you next. Pull back a minute." That's his suggestion. I'm gonna have to do it.
Good. Bring it on. Large Lokag says.
You're a special kind of hero, Lokag. Well done. Good luck.
Anything else for Lokag?
No.
All right. It's a snap of another bowstring from the shadows. A 17 to hit Lokag.
That is a hit. Meets it, beats it.
All right. Give me just a moment. This should be baked in. I'm just going to have to roll these manually. A total of 13 points of damage. I guess if you're raging, halved to 6. All right, just a moment. As you are very tall, this thing can sort of raise up to about eye level with you. It lunges and tries to bite your throat. An 11 is going to miss. I think I might use my inspiration and re-roll that throat bite. For a 24 to hit.
We're not seeing the rolls, by the way.
Oh,
That's all
We
right.
trust you. Of course.
okay. It's a total of 22 for you. That'd be 11 piercing.
Damn.
Another snap of a bowstring from the shadows. Another arrow at Lokag for a 16 to hit.
That one will miss.
Nice. This goblin moves, disengaging as its bonus action, circling around to here, and slashes at Lokag with its longsword and gripped in two hands. A 19 to hit. That will be an additional 2 to this damage. Total of 12, so bringing you down to 6 with your rage.
Cliff, like, empathetically winces just a little bit every time he gets attacked. It's like, no! No!
This goblin screams and it has the longsword gripped in two hands. It sort of brings it up and hits itself on the shoulder, drawing blood from itself.
Huh.
That billowing cloud of sort of faintly gray, smoky light billowing around the goblins. It gets brighter around this one. That is its action. The other near Lokag no, stays there and attacks with its longsword against Lokag. A 14 to hit. Two more arrow shots come whistling toward Lokag. A 22 and a nat 20.
Oh.
They're both going to do some extra damage. So the first one is going to be 6 points of damage. The next one is a crit, so there will be a bit more. Let's see, that's going to be 21, rounded down, another 10 points of damage. Merlin charges forward to your side. He pulls out a strange, narrow, almost like stiletto. You can see massive holes along the length. He jabs it into your thigh and quickly pulls it out.
Ow.
Ooh, he heals you for 20 points of damage. And moves back to there. Next in the order is Helena. No longer sneaking. She might dart to here and either attack the warg or one of the goblins. What do you all think?
Warg again. Warg again.
Warg Slayer.
Morgan.
All right, everybody give me a
Always be
D20 check.
Morgan.
Yeah. All right, everybody give me a roll for Helena.
14 for me.
It is going to miss. X, that will be a hit. D10 plus 6. Clifford, that is also going to hit.
Nice.
Another D10 plus 7 for both of you.
How did I roll? Oh, I did a 1d0. I'm like, how did I do that? Ooh! 20.
Nice. Oh, it's
There you
plus
go.
7, not plus 10. So
Oh, sorry.
no worries, 17. But still, the Betezu goblin is quite hurt.
Good.
Helena gestures, or actually, yeah, shouts for the ratlings to pursue the other goblin. The milling mass of verminkin swirl toward the goblin, scrape at its legs and calves, but to no avail. She keeps Bubby up close and gives it some sort of command, whistling and cheeping at it. What does Clifford do?
Well, I guess I'll peek up there and look at what's going on. Can I see the archers, or they're all kind of hidden behind that light?
They are hidden in the darkness.
Yeah.
The light seems to be coming from the statue in like a cone toward the door. So both northeast and southeast corners of the massive chamber are dark.
All right. Well, I might need to get my 60 feet in place, so I'm gonna start working my way up. I'll make my target at this point. I think that's probably 30. And he'll take a shot at that. Let's see. I think if I use the staff again, I'm having fun with the staff. It does catapult 3 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, once a day for the catapult.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think for the moment I'll put the staff down in front of me, and I'll pull out my pistol, and I'll
Okay.
take a shot at one of those little guys. Here's my shot. Wow,
A 13 is
probably,
gonna miss.
probably gonna miss. All right, I get a second shot, so I guess I'll do my second shot. See if I have a chance. My second attack action. 26. Assume that hits.
That definitely hits.
All right.
Which goblin are you attacking? Closest or the furthest?
The most injured one. It looks like the furthest is more injured.
Yep.
Yeah, go for the furthest one. For 10, and it's probably worth putting a hunter's mark on that thing too, because I can move it around. So I'll add another d6.
All right.
Another 2. 12 damage.
All right.
That's it.
The goblin stumbles back, screeching. It throws its arm wide with the force of the shot, but quickly drops its hand back onto its longsword and continues to stay close, and looks like it's ready to attack Lokak again. Let's see here. Not sure Gravelix could really get a shot here. So he'll hold his action until something pops out, and he'll shoot at it, because he's moving in stealth. He can't climb that high. Well, I think they're all attacking Lokak now. I could move out past them, past him, toward the archers.
I think so. Yeah.
All right.
I got your back. You get in there, I'll be right behind you.
All right. Does anybody make any counter suggestion?
I think she should just attack what's in front of her.
Yeah, you're probably right.
2
At
attacks
least
around,
part-
and she can drop a smite in there if she wants to.
Yeah, that's
Right
right.
here at the start of the combat to try to get less targets on the board.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Nova that warg.
Okay. Well, then, X, if you want to make the attack rolls for Millie. I think she's got a +9. I'll have to double check real quick.
So the way Divine Smite works now is a bonus action. You cast the spell, and then it goes off on your next hit.
It's concentration, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, she can spend her bonus action.
Ooh.
So what's her bonuses?
+8.
So 16 to hit the warg.
That's a hit.
Okay, so that first attack, what's her damage? D8.
D10 +5. Well, she's got the longsword in one hand, so D8 +5.
Okay. Yeah, rolled the D10 anyway. So a D8, 3 + 5, and then the smite damage is 2D8, right?
Yeah.
And this thing is being uncooperative with me tonight.
Whoa.
So 20 damage to the warg.
She shears through the thing's spine, cutting clean through. The blade throws sparks up as it gouges into the ground.
Nice. And then we'll kill this goblin with the second hit. I rolled a 16 there.
That's a hit.
So that's a 24. And we should be D8 +5, right?
Mhm.
So 13
Nice,
to that
13.
one.
Oh, let's see here.
Then move her around to here so that she's locking these goblins in place. so they cannot escape from the keg. Can I move her? Or I can move her. Okay, done.
Okay. To the north, this goblin disengages from the swarm, darts in toward Lokag. Attacks with a +2 for flanking.
Could I use my reaction
Yes,
to attack
you
them as they
can.
enter?
Yes, you can.
Excellent. Great sword attack, no problem. 25.
That's a hit.
18 damage.
Awesome. As they're all seeming to scream in unison, you recognize when their screaming has reached a certain pitch, as it did this last round. You're certain in your rage-filled mind that these goblins are also enraged. It slashes at Lokag with its sword in a two-handed grip. Ooh, roll a d6, Lokag.
Yes. 3.
Right. It shatters. It cracks its longsword on the stony ground. It's now just holding a broken hilt in its hand.
I'm so big and you missed me. You missed me.
Continues to move, trying to get some cover behind Lokag from X and Clifford and Helena. Next in the order is X.
These two goblins have made a mistake. They're standing within 5 feet of each other. They're going to get the poison spray. Once again. Eke around the corner. A 39 stealth.
Yeah, they did not detect you. I have no idea you even exist.
All right, I'm looking at P. Where's P? Poison spray. There we go. 18 to hit
18's a
the
hit.
one closest.
Okay.
So 10 to that guy.
It's going to take all of that, as it's not resistant.
And then the other one is going to be a
27, that's
hit.
a hit.
12.
This particular goblin seems very hurt. Its shoulders sort of drooping, although it's still screeching in rage.
X can't get a kill shot to save his life. He's just going to fade back and go back into stealth again.
X, the master of the assist. With a 38
26.
stealth check. Oh no, sorry, 26. Yeah. All right, next.
Yeah, no advantage on that one, unfortunately.
Next in the order is Lokag.
I believe Sia has, or sorry, that's Thursday character. I believe Millie's joined us.
Joe,
via
welcome,
voice
Joe.
chat.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, I'm just gonna recklessly attack whichever one looks the weakest. I think it's this one, the middle goblin.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that. Bam. 20.
20 is a hit.
That'll do 20 damage. What? Yeah, dude.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, just a moment. So they are definitely resisting some of the damage you all are putting out now that they are enraged. So that's the most wounded one, you said?
Yeah,
Okay.
whichever one the middle one was.
Oh,
I think that's the most wounded.
all right. But even though it's resistant, that's not enough to save it. You can feel free to describe or pass.
This giant sword just cleaves it in half as Lokag turns and attacks the one right next to it
Awesome.
for a 23 to hit.
23 is a hit.
And we're going to dole out 16 damage.
And once more, you can feel free to describe or pass.
This time it's so he cleaves this one straight down in half, and he brings his sword up and kind of catches it under the arm, and it loses its arm and half of its face as it slumps to the ground.
Oh, gnarly.
And he faces this last goblin, faces off. So, and he shouts to the party, "I'll take care of these. You go find those annoying archers."
Awesome. So Lokag maintains his place, stays where he's at.
Yep.
All right.
Actually, I will. Sorry.
You're fine.
I'll make a bit of a move up, trying to open up the space. So just kind of circle around this goblin, staying within reach.
All right. Let's see here. Okay. Another bowstring snaps and an arrow sails past your ear, followed quickly by another. Both.
I think I
however,
repositioned.
miss. Yeah, right? All right. Just a moment. I think we're at the top of the hour. This might be a good time for a short break. Take 5.
Cool.
Sounds good.
All right. See y'all in 5.
Awesome.
I'm having a terrible time trying to find the chat.
I'm having a few technical difficulties myself.
I guess we only have 5 viewers tonight.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. I was like the chat is oddly quiet.
Yeah, it is pretty quiet.
So I was thrown off. I think I just assumed it wasn't working. Fine.
Yeah, no, just
A little quiet tonight.
a little bit quiet. Okay. Should be fixed. And thanks for catching that. So,
We are good to go.
one goblin charges at Lokag, slashes with its sword and a two-handed grip. 2 arrows fly from the shadows toward Lokag, further wounding him. Merlin charges up on one of them. And let's see here. Actually, I think he would stay back. And he actually this time gets 2 attacks with his lightning launchers. He holds both gauntleted hands up. Electricity crackles around them. He opens the fingers. They fly. One of them misses, sort of striking the ground, where the electricity sort of crawls along the ground for several feet before dissipating. The other one, however, is a hit. The goblin is not resistant to that lightning damage. Merlin, though, charges forward to where he is flanking the enemy with Lokag. Helena clambers up the stairs, takes aim at the nearest goblin, and unleashes a salvo of magical arrows. One after the other appearing on the string as she draws the string back. Let's see here. Go ahead and each of you make attack rolls for Helena. She's got a +10.
$14 again from me.
That is going to miss. Ooh. Clifford, that's going to hit. D10 +7.
And a 16.
I'm sorry. This should be a D8 +7, not D10.
And a little septic action. If
Absolutely.
needed. I keep rolling ones.
X, that's also a hit. D8 +7.
13.
All right. Her swarm of rats tumbling and almost seems to be fighting itself as it tumbles toward the Batezu goblin. The claws and jaws of the wormlings cannot penetrate its thick skin. Next in the order is Clifford Bolt.
All right. Well, what's left? I guess I'll keep shooting. That Beta Zoo goblin is pretty messed up. I'm worried about that fire. So Cliff's gonna work his way north. Let's see, 10, 20. Yeah, he's gonna try to get up like around there. I don't know if he sees anything to the north with his dark vision.
Well, what's the range of your dark vision?
I think it's 30.
Okay.
It might be more, but I think it's 30. Check.
I know he has blind sight, 10 feet.
Yeah, and he's got he's a dread ambusher.
Oh, right,
Dark
okay.
vision. Which is nice.
You can at least see the nose of what seems to be a green dragon's head mounted high up on the
60
wall.
feet.
Okay.
Yeah, 60 feet.
Okay, you
All
can
right,
perfectly
so,
see there is a massive dragon's head on what seems to be a stone plaque. There are runes carved around it. It seems to be like sort of bolted into the wall with massive steel spikes. It looks very alive for a stuffed and mounted dragon's head. Almost expect its eyes to open and turn towards you, but they do not.
All right. He kind of looks, knowingly at Merlin, and he's like, "Yep, another head over here. You, I say you be careful. Be real careful." And he'll take a couple shots at the Beta Zoo goblin with his pistol.
Okay.
Boom, boom. First one, 20's probably going to hit.
20's a hit.
All right, and I'll use my bonus to put the that extra D4 into it. So that's 13 plus with the hunter's mark. Moving it on to this guy.
Okay.
I think the other guy is dead, unless that was the same one. Maybe that was the same one I hit before. So that's 15 for the first shot.
Okay.
Second shot is another, let's see. Oh, that's pretty nice. I like that.
27.
I like that a lot.
That's nat 20. That's definitely going to hit.
Yeah, baby.
Roll the damage.
Oh, it looks like it didn't.
Roll another
I did the
D10.
damage. Yeah, I didn't get the first D10. I did that. Cool. So
14.
14 piercing, and I think it's just once per turn. The D4 thing. I think it does it twice.
Either
I
way,
don't
you can
think I
feel
need
free
it.
to describe or pass as you finish off the goblin.
Yeah, it just fills him full of holes. Just like, bah, 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 bah. He falls back, and each time it hits him, he goes back 5 feet and topples to ground like it's a Tarantino movie or something. Yeah, that's it for me.
All right, he's maintaining your position.
Yeah, I think I can maybe just. I really want to keep a little distance. I'm really worried about the. So that's hopefully clear if I'm there. We'll see.
All right. Gravelix fires at the nearest goblin with its bow, manages to hit. And then it drops back down, use its bonus action to hide. All right. Checking in with Jay Fink. How are you doing? Do we have a sound for you yet?
Looks like they are not in the Discord chat.
Ah, okay. All right, so it looks like Jay Finky is not going to be joining us due to technical difficulties. So, Millie might move forward, attacking the other goblin, or it might do something else. Any suggestions?
I don't know. Take out that other goblin, and then. But I do think we got to watch out for the boom boom.
Okay. She moves up to get flanking. And Lokag, if you want to roll attack rolls for Millie, she's got a +8.
So a 20
That's a hit
and a 10.
and a miss. All right, so she's got a D8 +5.
Oh, 7 damage
All right.
on that attack that hit.
All right, next in the order is X.
Okay, so the only thing we see in the room currently is just this one goblin, and
You know there's something in the darkness on either side of the massive statue firing arrows at Lokag. And the dragon heads that Merlin warned against have both been spotted on the north and south wall.
looking entirely too realistic for stuffed heads, you said.
Yes.
X is just going to run.
Okay.
So I've got 70 feet that I can go with my bonus action and my regular movement and still have an action.
Okay.
And what do I see from that square right there?
Okay, well, go ahead and move your token over there. You see to the north, and I think maybe the south, should be 60 feet. You see one hobgoblin standing in front of a set of iron double doors, two hobgoblins here. But the most important thing you see is that both of the dragons open their jaws and breathe. Make a dexterity saving throw for X, as fire and gas spews into the area. Let's see here. It goes over a wide enough area to bring Lokag, the Batezu, and Millie into it as well. So someone needs to make a save for Millie, and Lokag, make your dex saving throw.
Let's hope 14's a good number.
Yeah.
Got a 15 for Millie. Plus whatever, I don't know what Millie's dex save is. You probably made it.
Millie's got a +2 on her save.
All right, so 17.
All right, so Millie manages to make the save. And it looks like everyone else is going to have failed that saving throw. X, you take 17 fire and 18 poison. So does Lokag. So does the Batezu. The Batezu dies screaming in fire and poison smoke. Millie manages to take half that, rounded down to 17.
I'm so glad I raged with Bear. All right.
The statues begin to close their mouths, tucking chin forward, just like a dragon does as it's sort of, trying to work up more of its deadly bile or whatever fluids in dragons' glands produce these effects. What does X do with the rest of his turn?
Poison spray some goblins since I'm here.
Okay. There's only hobgoblins left in the chamber.
Or run away.
But you get the
running
strong
away-
feeling you don't want to stand there.
Running away also looks like a pretty good option right now.
He bravely turned his tail and fled.
Yeah, goodbye.
All right. Let's see here. Clifford, X, Lokag, and Millie can all make insight checks or perception checks.
I'll take perception, thank you very much. 20. Oh, 18.
20 for Lokag.
Passive is 19. Matters.
Okay.
X gets a 24. I don't know why it keeps doing this to me.
Okay.
I'm going to try restarting roll 20 here.
20 insight for Millie.
J Fink.
Got an echo on you there, bud. Might be echoing from video.
All right. Well, the place is lit up momentarily. You can see the chamber very well. And you can see that the space just underneath both the dragon heads and perhaps up to 10 feet or 5 feet in front of them is safe from those attacks. The only areas in the chamber, the left side and the right side, obviously, but in terms of crossing the chamber, if you pass beneath one of the heads, you would likely be safe from that trap.
Good to know.
So X, your bonus action, you move back. What do you do with your action?
That's it. I'm done. I'm done. Tapped out.
Okay. Next in the order is Lokag.
Okay, so does the trap still look like it's kind of resetting a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. So, do I think... Let's see, I've got 65 feet of movement. I'm gonna move... If I moved to, closed with the door, essentially, do I think I'd be safe sort of in this area?
You think so.
Okay,
It didn't seem to hit the far right or left side of the chamber.
awesome. I'm gonna square off with these two hobgoblins here. in front of this iron grated door.
Okay.
And we'll just attack them, you know? First, we are not going to attack recklessly. We're gonna try and not get advantage. Try and live a little bit longer. Getting a 20 to hit the first one. The northernmost of the two I'm facing.
That is a hit.
That will be. I'm gonna recklessly, or no, savage attack. That.
Okay.
Nope, didn't do any better. Oh, it did.
Did.
Never mind, it did. So 15 damage on that,
The hobgoblin seems very hurt.
and we'll just attack that same one.
Okay.
So this time a 21 to hit.
That is a
for
hit.
17 damage.
All right. Give me just a moment. You can feel free to describe or pass as you finish off. As you take down the hobgoblin.
This one is sliced in half at the waist,
Woof. Nice.
much like Darth Maul. And Lokag, in his giant form, screams down at this other little hobgoblin.
All right. Any bonus action or anything for Lokag?
Let me check and make sure he doesn't have a potion of health stored away somewhere.
Okay.
I actually do have a potion of healing in my inventory. Okay. It's there, I've got it. I'm pretty good at keeping track of those.
Okay.
Alright.
All right. Meanwhile, another snap of a longbow. Arrow whistling toward Millie. But a 19 is going to shatter on her shield. That's followed closely by a second arrow. This one misses Millie outright. The hobgoblin next to Lokag drops its bow, draws its sword, shoulders its shield, and slashes at Lokag with its sword, one-handed. For a 16 to hit.
That is a miss.
Awesome.
Fine.
Marlon turns and jabs that strange stiletto with holes in it into X's shoulder. Heals X for 11 hit points. With his bonus action, he reaches up and pulls some small lever on his armor. Something inside his helmet seems to whine into movement and life. You see green flame through the slits of his visor, as if his eyes are now on fire. What do you all think Helena would do at this point? She can't quite see the enemy with no dark vision.
Scamper around the outskirts trying to get position.
I can see that.
Maybe come down south and dash below the dragon head. Or as close to it as she can get.
Okay. She has her swarm of rattlings also rush along. Alright, next in the order is Clifford Bolt.
What can you see in terms of... He's got 60 feet, so it looks like it's not really revealed. Any place to go to the north and to the east from where he is? Or does he need to go south and join the others?
Let's see here. Make sure you have...
I should have another 30. Oh, there we go. Huh.
There you are.
So yeah, in 60 I should be able to see, yeah, right to the edge there. Oh, that's cool. That works. The math is working. Well, he'll try to run under the following the tip. He can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, kind of under the head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he's safe. And I see 2 hobgoblins there. Hey guys. And they're shooting at people. Not cool. Yeah, I'll take a couple shots at the first one.
Okay.
Might as well. Pew pew. See how we just use regular bullets for these guys. Oh, that probably hit. 24.
24 is a hit.
Yeah. And I'll go ahead and bonus add my D4 to this guy. I want to keep that love going.
Okay.
I think the other guy went down, so I believe. So another 2.
Okay.
All right, so 13 for the first shot.
Hobgoblin
and second
is still
shot,
standing.
I would imagine so. Second one is another crit.
Nice.
Everybody. Wow. Very exciting. Very exciting. And then another D10.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, I'm doing the thing where you shift click and it's not doing what it's supposed to for some reason. But anyway, another 11. So we're looking at 24 total. Bam,
Feel
bam.
free to describe or pass as you finish off the goblin.
Yeah, pass. I'll pass.
Okay.
This is rudimentary.
Yeah, you just put 2 holes
Bam,
neatly in
bam.
his forehead.
Yeah, perfect. One bullet goes into the next one because the first one didn't go deep enough.
All right. Anything else for Clifford?
That's it. Yeah.
Don't go that way, Millie. That's
Yeah.
death.
That's where you get blown up by a big explodey thing.
Next in the order is Millie. Yeah, it seemed like when somebody crossed the central area of the chamber is what triggered the 2 dragon heads to breathe their breath out, filling the chamber almost entirely. Oh, looks like we lost your audio again, Joe.
Try unmuting on video.
I have a similar.
Now.
Yeah, there you are.
There it
Heck
is.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Lengthwise or widthwise crossing?
So from north to south, if you cross between them, they'll both
Go.
breathe down into the chamber.
Oh, go there.
All right, so Millie just crosses between them. And you are safe, as they have not quite reset.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Oh, wait, hold on just a moment. Nope. I'm sorry, that is wrong. They would open again. It was last turn that they breathed. So you can kind of see them, like their heads had dipped down and they were sort of like, almost as if alive. They're sort of working their heads as if trying to work that strange bile up into their mouths. So Millie, you know that they will breathe if you cross in between them right there. So you can decide to do something else, or you can just chance it.
All right, so they'll do it east to west then as well. So that's not north to south.
Yeah, I guess I didn't quite understand what you were saying, what you were asking. So yeah, crossing the chamber, if you cross east to west between the statues, that seems to trigger them to breathe. Sorry about that. Words.
No worries. Those.
Yeah, my computer, has had some audio issues too recently. I don't know what it is. My computer keeps resetting my sources. Just randomly, Windows decides to change my microphone, my speakers, headphones, everything. Just change it around. So I definitely understand having some audio issues.
All right, I'll just shoot a crossbow at those two, but I don't really know what we're supposed to do in this room if we're not going to progress.
Well, your allies, at least Helena and Clifford, have moved to the north or south, respectively, and are attempting to move underneath the heads of the statues, where it seems to be safe.
For the ignore the blessed, because I heard we're no longer blessed.
All right. 19 is definitely going to hit.
16. That's what that's going to be.
16 damage?
16 to hit.
Okay, let's see here. In that case, it is going to miss. All right, bless.
All right, shooting at the northern one again.
Oh, the northern one. Then that 16 would have hit. I'm so sorry. So taking that 7.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, more light crossbow attack to it. And an actual one.
All right. You want to use your inspiration or let it roll?
No, we'll let it roll.
All right. Go ahead and roll a d6. All right. You will get a -1 to your dexterity until you take a short rest.
Yep.
It's just in the attempt to quickly reload it, recock the crossbow. You pull something in your forearm.
So I'm at a -2, apparently.
Any movement or bonus actions for Millie?
Nope.
All right. Next in the order is X.
Well, I guess having learned my lesson, I'll start making my way around to Locag. Where's the out? This is a door down by Locag, and there's another door up there by the other goblins, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so basically, as long as we stay on the edge, we're okay.
That does seem to be the case so far. Nothing has happened to dissuade you from believing that.
Okay, X will make his way around the edge, and I'll move, and bonus action move. And, you know what? I'm going to try to hide. So I'll double move, and then I'll try to hide here.
Okay. Concentration still up. That's a 30 to your stealth check. Yeah.
No, I lost concentration when I got hit with that big wallop
okay,
of
yeah.
damage.
Still 20 is respectable.
Made the DC 10, but unfortunately, because I took that much damage, the DC was higher. So
Yes.
no more pass.
All right. The next in the order is Locag.
I'm thinking it's time this hobgoblin dies.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to. Oh, screw it! I'm gonna recklessly attack him.
Okay.
Giant greatsword. 17 to hit.
Let's see here. That is going to miss. Barely able to deflect that great sword off to the side with its shield.
All right, and then a 15 also gonna miss, and that is Locag's turn.
All right. There is. Let's Let's see, to the north there is one. Races out here. Draws down on Lokag and fires its bow. But that is going to miss.
I think it should get advantage. I recklessly attacked.
Oh, that's right, you did. Okay, thank you for being honest. An 8 is still gonna miss. Nice. The one nearest you slashes at you with its longsword, and ducks back behind its shield for a 19 to hit.
19 does hit.
All right. Let's see how many spells Merlin has. He may try to heal somebody again. He is not able to do that. So he will also uses a bonus action to depress a lever on the hip of his armor. It seems to propel him forward, a high-pitched whining sound coming from his armor. As he does so, the heavy crossbow snaps down over his shoulder, unfolds, and fires twice at the hobgoblin. X if you want to make the attacks for Merlin. Coming up with his bonus in just a moment. He has a +7 to hit.
15.
That's a hit. It's a D10 +5. That second is a miss. Go ahead and roll a D6 for mishap. Awesome.
So we get the 9 damage first, though.
Absolutely. And then 4 for the mishap. All right. Something in his armor seems to seize up and moves a bit more slowly. He loses his reactions until his next turn. Helena just continues moving. And next in the order is Clifford.
All right. Well, I've got one more friend I can shoot at. God, he's really just risking his life there, hanging out by the explosions. God, if Millie wasn't there, I'd probably just trigger it. Yeah, he'll just come and shoot that guy. I think he'll move in a little closer to right out there. Yeah. I assume I'm safe if I'm over here, kind of. If I come in, I'm not. I cut through to the right, and that's a door to my right as well.
Yes.
But I'll take a couple shots at the hobby.
Hobgoblin. He would have moved to there, but still no difference.
Yeah, I should be able to shoot him. First one, 18 hit.
Yes. 18
Yeah.
hits.
All right, not great, but I can add another. I'll go ahead and add my bonus action. Another 1, 8 points for that, and second shot. And that's another 18.
That's a hit.
That hits.
That is its AC.
Bam, bam. Ooh, 12 more.
And you can feel free to describe or pass.
Just bam, bam, right in the same. I keep trying to shoot. This time he takes out his eyes from behind, so they just bullets come shooting out of his eyeballs from the point of view of Lokag and Millie. And that's it. That's all he's got.
All right. Gravelix continues skirting the wall and gets to there. Next in the order is Millie.
All right, Millie will begin heading south. Take a shot at the remaining hobgoblin.
All right. 10 is going to miss. $21 is definitely a hit.
21 for 4.
All right. Hobgoblin stumbles back, clearly wounded. But Lokag,
Everything I've got.
I can see the set in the Hobgoblin's jaw and face. It is making its last stand, fighting to the death here. Next in the order is X.
All right, Lokag, you're looking pretty red. So let's let's do a bonus action move and a regular move, and get to Lokag, and cast the first level spell, 20 healing.
Nice. Nice.
Tickles. It tickles.
Does X say anything else as part of his turn? Make any tactical suggestions or anything like that?
Don't stand under that dragon head.
Next in the order is Lokag.
Attack twice recklessly at this last hobgoblin. See if we can just do it. A 17, not quite.
24
And
is
a
a hit.
24. All right. So we're going to attempt to savage attack and see if we can get a little bit more out of that. Nope. 14 damage.
Yet still, you can feel free to describe or pass.
Lokag almost lazily plunges the sword down into this hobgoblin and shrinks back to his normal size. And he just says, "I want to take a nap here."
Marlon continues to rocket forward until he kind of catches up with you all, stopping near the door. Is that all of them? Rasps Helena as she comes up, training her arrows on the door itself. What does Clifford do?
I'm probably going to go to that door. It's closed at the moment, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll go and check the door. I don't know if Helena's... everyone's kind of down to the south, so yeah, I'll just check this door. Is it locked?
There's a rough-shaped, sort of curved iron handle, and you go to press it, and it does not open. It seems to be locked. Next to it is a massive iron lock plate.
Is it something I can pick?
Looks like it, yeah.
I'll pick it.
Okay.
Seldom used, but this is an opportunity.
Indeed.
I'll roll my sleight of hand.
Pretty heavy lock.
Yeah, 9. I might use... Part of me wants to use my luck roll, but I'll just wait.
Okay.
That's it. He fiddles with the lock. God damn
Yeah,
it.
you work at it, but yeah, just does not want to
having
move.
much luck. I'll let people know.
All right. Gravelix just dashes and moves over. What about Millie?
Millie will also begin moving down in that direction.
Okay. Clifford shouts out that there's a door. He can't seem to pick it.
There's another door down this way. Points to the one beyond Lokag.
Mm-hmm.
And
Are we still in initiative? Or are we still... Are we out of initiative?
Yeah, we're not in combat, so you can, take a little
Alright.
more action, move a little bit further, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I'll try to pick again when I have a chance.
All right, you'll need either someone to help you some sort of magical buff or something. That attempt, constitutes your
Elena
current
was
best
saying.
effort.
All right. Or what would it take to smash it?
Probably a low
I'm
CAG.
low CAG. I'm low CAG a greater potion of greater healing.
Oh, sweet.
Hey, Lokak, you want to help me with this lock?
Well, if we're going to get a
Let's
rest somewhere, let's rest first before we drink potions.
Do we think we're gonna get a rest?
In here?
On the other side of
don't
this
think
door is like a static, as if of lightning crackling in the air, sustained. There's the clunking and whirring of heavy machinery, and distantly, you hear the scrape of large claws on stone. Clifford, on the other side of your door, it sounds absolutely silent.
I wave over like Helena. Maybe she lock.
Well, yes, I can help, but is that the plan? Are we going through that door? Are we attempting a rest? Everyone's gathered around this door, so I assumed that we were going through this door, says Helena in her normal, sort of somewhat argumentative, perhaps, voice.
I don't know. At least you could show off how much better you are at picking locks than I am. Come on, when are you gonna give up that opportunity? It's good to know our options.
All right. Helena kind of looks around to see what everyone else is planning. What does X do? Or say?
I can help try to get through the door, or I can also. If these doors are locked and the stairs are secured,
The stairs aren't
Maybe-
secure though. Those guys can come in. You know, the ones that came in before. The wall's down, so they can come up those stairs to us. Still, unless we block the stairs, yeah. Somehow.
and we prepare this room for a short rest. X is doing that. X is trying to figure out if it's possible.
Didn't you just make another wall of dirt?
It doesn't last as long as I'd like it to. We could fill it with all the bodies. that might give them pause.
Well, we don't know what's on the other side of these doors. Maybe on the other side of these doors there'd be a place where we could rest.
Yeah, if only we could get this door open, then maybe we could see.
Merlin.
All right.
Go ahead.
Lokag, very wary of the fire, is gonna like kind of creep around the statue, like with his back to it, skirting it like it's a cliff, and just like he's like, okay, listen, let's just try and get through. You said it's quiet behind this one. Let's see if there's something on the other side.
Yeah, make some noise, buddy. I'll back up.
Maybe Rat Girl try and pick this one.
Yeah, she wants to pick it first.
Well, she turns to X and Millie. Shall we
Guidance.
move toward this door? We should stay together, shouldn't we? She says as she turns and walks northward.
Suppose.
All right.
It's worth investigating both rooms. You know, there's nothing to stop us from seeing what's going on.
That's true, she says.
They're full of things that want to kill us.
X, you notice that Gravelix is sort of mimicking some of your movements. He seems to kind of be following you and following your lead as the stealth master of the party.
I wonder if Merlin has any ideas.
The one known as Brat's laboratory is beyond this door. I can hear it.
Laboratory? Well, that sounds interesting too.
I have to go there.
brats
What we
like I is a
Well,
wizard
yeah.
of machines.
Ah, might be worth it, but let's figure out what's behind this door first. If we have any luck.
All right. Helena pulls out her picks and prepares to pick the lock.
Can we do the help action?
Absolutely.
All right. Cliff will explain all the mistakes he made.
Guidance.
Okay.
Guidance.
Nice.
J Fink, if you want to roll the check for Helena. I'm pulling up her bonus. Why wouldn't it just... That's so strange.
Lock-picking tools aren't usually shown.
Yeah. But I think she's got a plus 7. Not sure where all those dice, or why all those dice happened. All right, she manages to pick the lock.
Nice.
Looks like somebody clicked to open it. I have to be careful because that means now the door is open.
Okay. Maybe somebody sneakily opens it.
Okay, did you kick it with your toe and burst it open?
We let Helena check for traps too. I guess it's a little late after picking it.
Yeah, she did not check for traps.
I'll go first because I can. If it's dark in there, I don't mind going first.
All right, let's see here. Zoom in a bit. It is quite dark inside.
All right. Well, Cliff will go first then. Scout.
You all can start to hear a distant echo of armored feet, likely coming up the massive stairs that you just traveled up.
Don't think we have time.
Sound like perhaps they've just started on the stairs.
They got a little time. So yeah, Cliff will kind of go 30 feet away and see if he notices anything. Passive 19.
Okay. In the chamber lit by low, sort of dusty orange light, you immediately spot something in both the northern corners. Something that looks like a large sphere of metal comprised of like different pieces. It almost looks like a filigreed orb of some sort. Like there's carved holes. The whole thing, it seems like a massive lantern of some sort. It smolders with that dark orangish light, and vapors seem to wick up from it. On the far side of the chamber, there's what looks like a broken pillar leaning up against the wall. It is covered in strange symbols and glyphs.
Cliff will wave everyone up to show him what he's seen. If I don't see any other surprises, I'll be stealthing. Go ahead
Okay.
and roll that.
Go ahead and make that stealth check.
No. Mm-hmm. Stealthing. Not super stealth. But yeah, he'll kind of call everyone around. He'll try to get a peek around the corner best he can to see if he notices anything. I think he's going to wave X. He's going to suggest, look, everybody get in here and close the door behind you. Looks like it's safe, but there's some weird circle.
Merlin, these circles, they are your specialty. Go.
Oh,
Another circle for you.
Let's see here. That actually... Give me just a moment. Yeah, you all shouldn't... Yeah, that green circle is not there.
Oh, okay.
But there is a large circular structure. There's concentric rings that are connected by rods. Standing on top of it is what looks like a massive yellow jewel, like a huge piece of citrine, 4.5 feet across.
Wow.
It's what's giving out the dull orange light that seems to fill the chamber.
Well, I'll let the magic, more magically inclined, give this gander.
Where's X? Okay. There he is. He was being very sneaky.
Okay. Helena moves back to the door and attempts to lock the door back. Millie, if you want to make another thief tool check for her, +7. And if anybody wants to help her, she can get that with advantage. Stupid lock. It's
I can
easier to
help.
open.
I'm happy to help her.
Clifford's already engaged, otherwise scouting up ahead. But X could, if he wanted to, take a turn.
Technically, I can because I'm also proficient in these
Awesome.
tools.
Okay.
Perfect.
Well, then you can roll again for her since you're standing right next to her. Okay. I think I've got it. She looks around for small bits of rock and begins to pack them into the keyhole, trying to wedge them into place with some of her tools. Make another thief tool check for her as she attempts to make it unpickable.
But we don't have to leave here again.
Oh, we'll be able to get them out, but they will have a hard time. We'll have lots of warning if they happen to open it. So what is X doing during this time?
Well, I mean, just trying to figure out if we can rest and how to make it safe to rest, and helping the party and giving guidance where I can.
Okay.
I went ahead and rolled for. I wasn't sure if Jay heard you on that last one.
That's fine. Awesome. So they managed to secure the door somewhat. It should take several minutes for anyone to be able to pick it or open it with a key. They'll have to first excavate the bits of stone she's packed into it. The door frame itself is pretty heavy. It would take someone as strong as Lokag to be able to force it open.
Leader Merlun, what do you make of this chamber?
Hellish magics. Seems an unholy place. I think we have stumbled into the chambers of Englob, the dark paladin of the Masters. It is said that there were 4 relics of power which he drew some of his energy from.
You saying that yellow gem up there has been corrupted?
I would assume so. But perhaps there is power in it we can steal for ourselves.
Seems like a good place to take a nap to me.
I don't know. There's an army of these guys coming. Maybe they won't know we're. I guess we can play quiet, see if they keep moving. In the meantime, that creepy thing makes me nervous. Clifford lines up the pistol like he's gonna, not like he's gonna shoot at it, but just to make it easier for him to focus on it as he kind of looks over there. Tries to eyeball that thing. Bet if you shot it, it wouldn't destroy it. It'd just make it fly off the handle, maybe.
Lokag puts a
Just
big,
ricochet.
meaty hand on the pistol, like, no, mustache.
Easy,
no.
easy. And he looks over. Oh no, I just used it. You know, I'm a target. You know, I know they say when you pull a gun, you're supposed to, you know, shoot it, but
Sure,
that
sure.
just makes me feel comfortable. It makes my eyes feel lazy enough to make it brings everything into focus. You know how it is.
I do not.
So Lokag will stay far away, but he's gonna want to kind of move into the chamber and check it out. And he wants to see if there's like a back door or something, or I don't know. I'm gonna move around a little bit and just let me know if I kind of want to look for traps as well while I'm walking.
Yeah, it might be.
You can make an investigation check.
Sweet, I'm really good at those.
Party Arcanist, let's go.
Right, a 3.
Nice.
This room is safe. I can tell.
Cliff will try his best to like look around where he is too and see.
Okay.
No, he's not great. He's okay. He's trained. He's a you know, part of his job.
You don't see any tripwires, no pressure plates. You don't see any sign of secret doors. There is a small carpeted, almost hall that seems to go into another chamber.
Oh, where's that? Oh, to the south.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah,
Clifford will wave
east of you
people
on.
on. I don't know if there's a way to. Anyone have made? Just out of character, I wonder if there's a way to grab that rock from a distance.
No one has mage hand in the party, I believe.
I'll continue to use my bonus action in these turns to keep myself raging. But
Okay.
I think Lokag's gone back to his normal size at this point.
Okay, that makes sense.
Cliff will back you up.
Looking into the next chamber, like looking around the corner, there seems it's very dim light. There's some sort of large stone slab that has decorative carvings on it. And from beyond that, you can see the far wall deeper into the chamber. It looks like another chamber extends off of it. There is affixed on the wall. You can both see it from where you're at. It's as if the stone itself has come alive. There's a large staring eye in the middle of it. A cone of ugly orange light plays out on a small circle inscribed into the stone, glowing with blood red light.
That's not ominous.
Feels like someone's watching me.
All right. What is X doing at this time?
Same thing, hanging back, helping the party. I'm not getting directly involved in anything, but I'm throwing guidance on anybody who looks like they're trying skill checks.
Okay.
I guess I'll keep pushing into the chamber, trying to see, because, we got to figure out if we can rest here or not, so I guess we'll have to see if it's occupied.
Yeah, I worry about that eye. I don't know. Might be security.
Maybe we should stay out of the light.
Yeah, I like that. Is there a dark spot anywhere? Well, I think wait for the others to catch up, huh?
It's either that or we just rest in the back room. I don't think there's anyone in there.
Yeah, let's make sure.
Okay.
Cliff will wait for everyone to catch up before he continues in.
Lokag will kind of like creep around
Oh,
the edge here.
there's a pentagram on the floor with glowing lights on it.
A what?
I see a pentagram on the floor.
So, can
Or is that
Lokag
the eye
see
you were talking about? That's the eye you were
that-
talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
being pretty satisfied, Lokag will start heading back, keeping to the walls, and then he's gonna head back to the party and let them know that the chamber seems to be empty. If we want to take a short rest, this might be a good place to hole up and do it.
Clifford, as you turn to leave the chamber, it seems that the large stone eye kind of flickers towards you for a brief moment, the light shifting as it does so. It quickly focuses the light back on the arcane circle.
Hey, look, y'all. That thing was just following me. This place ain't safe, I tell you. They know we're here. You get me? It's a trap. Unless you want to let them come and take them out when they arrive, but I don't like this.
Well, we can certainly set up our own ambush.
Maybe if we take out that gem, it'll do something to that glowing triangle over there, that cone. Maybe they're connected.
Possibly.
You two could make, actually everyone who's hearing the conversation can make arcana checks.
All right.
That's really where we go.
All right.
18,
11.
not bad for
Okay.
0 bonus.
You think it very likely that the circle you're seeing is connected to one of the lesser circles on the level below you.
Oh,
Something like a teleportation.
No, just a
Yeah.
magical
Or part of the
conduit,
ritual.
just part of the ritual.
Okay.
Millie, you sense the strong, it's almost a smell of fiendish energy. Particularly in this chamber. It seems to be coming from this strange censer, the pillar, the statue of armor, and the mirror that you can see in the southwestern corner. Let me adjust us on screen so we can see what we're seeing.
oh, these things are all connected. Did you say X does have Mage Hand?
We got Druidcraft, but not Mage Hand.
Yeah. Probably not enough to move it.
All right, so far, it's about 30 seconds, 45 seconds since you've shut that door and moved in and began searching around.
All right.
There is fiendish energy about this chamber. I don't know if it is wise for us to stay too long.
Well, what can we do about that dark energy? I mean, can we put it in a bag?
It is not coming from a single source. It is coming from many places.
Mm. What do you think, Merlin?
Powerful magics! If given time, I might drain the power and use it.
Yeah. How do you do that? Can I put it in my stick? He holds up the staff.
Perhaps. But it may take me an hour or more.
Well, we could all try to rest and give it an hour and get ready for an ambush if it's coming.
Lokag will trade out now that he'll get X's help, trade out the giant greatsword and back into the haversack and trade out for his glamour. And he says, "You all do what you want." And he's going to kind of circle the chamber again. He's going to go back towards the door and excuse himself around Helena and put his back to the door. And he's going to sit down and cross his arms, leaning up against the door for a short rest. He's going to close his eyes and immediately kind of fall into a light sleep. This magic stuff, I've already helped identify it. We're good. You don't need me.
All right. What does Melissayer do during this? She's told everybody what she senses in the chamber.
He's still looking around at these items, trying to kind of identify if they're just of this nature, or if they're creatures.
The only one that, so the armor, you get the feeling that something is watching you from within the statue. And when you look into the mirror, it seems to reflect you, like most mirrors, but it seems to be a second late or a second early, as if it's not quite in the same, maybe it's not looking into this dimension. But you could swear out of the corner of your eye that your reflection looked up at you. When you turned your head up, it was, seemed normal. The smoke coming from the massive the censer, it seems has a foul smell to it. And when you stare at the pillar, you can feel a faint urge to move forward and kneel down before it and study the symbols on it. As if there's, some whisper in the back of your mind saying that this pillar holds the secrets of the universe, if you just studied it long enough. Helena stays with Lokag, her and her ratlings. The ratlings climb up above the door frame, ready to drop down on anyone who comes in. Actually, she might move to here and ready, have her bow ready as she kind of squats down to rest. What about X? Is X doing anything else? Is anything taking his interest? Does he make any suggestions to the party? You notice that there's a massive stone chair and a gold-bound chest, like a footlocker.
Does anything look to be of religious significance?
Most of this does. The armor seems like something that would sit in the statue seems like something that would sit in a temple, flanking some larger deity. The thing in the northwest corner is obviously a massive incenser, the kind of thing that would swing from a chain in a temple. The pillar definitely seems like it's covered in religious script, and the design of it seems, also seems religious in nature. The slab looks like an altar of some sort. It is a dark gray stone, though it is set with gold inlays.
Can I tell the significance of all of this?
You can make a religion check. Okay.
16.
So while you don't understand the words themselves, as you look at this slab, it wasn't an altar. It is you've seen something like it. It's a place where people are laid in state, perhaps their body repaired. It might even cast gentle repose on a corpse. You had heard that there were sort of slates like this where undead might quickly heal and restore their unholy energy. It is worn. You can see traces of hair. You can see scrapes along it as if someone in armor laid down on it multiple times.
Do I see any indication of anything relevant? Like anything that looks like it's going to be an undead that stands up if we try to take a nap?
No, but it does make you think perhaps this Anglob, this dark paladin, might be undead.
Is he sleeping there now?
No, the slab is currently
He's not.
empty.
Not here at the moment.
The masters are likely conducting their ritual still. And you all did give us
Okay, I think that-
difficulty.
I think that's it for X. He'll just inform the rest of the group what he found and take a short rest.
Okay, what about Clifford?
I'm probably with you. I'll follow the lead, and I'll definitely take a rest.
Okay. Anything else for Millie?
The only thing else Millie might do is pour some of the holy water into this smoking metal thing.
Okay. There is a hiss as if the metal is almost red hot, but it feels like it'd be cool to the touch. But as you pour the holy water onto it, it flows in between some of these gaps. There's a hissing sound of coals being quenched. That strange, foul-smelling smoke ceases to seep from it.
That's better. All right.
Right, well, soon, Lokag, you can hear the clomp of heavy hobgoblin boots as they make the stair, just out on the other side of the door. It seems that they, by sound, perhaps they're spreading out, both going north and south. They seem to know about the trap, because it sounds like they're working along the walls toward each door. You can hear them talking a bit, but it's hard to make out what they're saying through the thick door. Soon something is inserted into this lock. It's retracted, put back in again. Soon you hear hobgoblins sort of slamming their shoulders up against it. You hear weapons striking the door. But it holds strong. The door is stone and iron. Their longswords are not going to make a dent in it. So it is for the next hour that they work at the door. Occasionally they'll stop and try to stick a key back into it, or perhaps lockpicks. But they are unsuccessful at opening the door. Now finally, let's see here. You all are in the belly of the beast. You are surrounded by danger. There's unholy magics in this chamber just to the east of you all. So Lokag, you've been in danger quite a bit. You've had to sleep just before a gladiatorial match. So this might not be that challenging for you. But how does Millie, how does she manage to calm herself enough to restore strength and power? What does she do or say?
Millie's been in a lot of situations that are where perhaps not life or death, but certainly life or jail time or perhaps stocks time, or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom. And I think kind of similarly playing with a coin that we've seen a few times, a trinket that she has from her past. She kind of focuses on that and just kind of lets her mind wander, and very much kind of narrows her focus down into this specific item.
Awesome. All right, so Clifford, you've probably not been in a scrape quite like this. You're usually the one hunting people down, and they're usually running in fear from you. So how does Clifford manage to actually get a rest in this very tense place and situation?
Well, sort of kind of trust in his friends, lay back, and stuff his ears full of dirt. So he lays down on the ground, kind of lets the earth kind of cover him like a blanket. Fills
It's
his ears.
bare stone in here.
Oh, there's nothing he can do. Well,
No
then he'll
soil.
just he'll take the he'll take some wax that he's got, lock his ears together, and just put his faith in the ground. The way he sleeps, he doesn't have to have his eyes and ears working. He can feel it when someone's near him. So he'll just try to shut the world out.
All right. Now, X, likely all of this is very far from the life you had lived before as one of the High Lecterns. But now, having the book in your hands again, likely does something to steady and soothe X. But what else might X do to, make a very tense situation something you can rest in and restore some of your strength? What does X do or say?
Oh, this is so easy.
Okay.
X is gonna sleep like a baby. Like, he's no problem here. All he has to do is just think about how many souls we've sent to the matcha in the last hour alone. Sweet,
Awesome.
peaceful bliss.
All right. So Merlin first busies himself by just looking around. He walks toward the end chamber with the circle and the strange eye and stares at it for several minutes. He walks in and begins laying items of metal at key points around the circle. And next you're able to watch as he seems to draw this power out. The circle itself going dark as he draws the power in, pulling it into... He pulls out a hammer, like a kind of mace-like weapon. It seems to draw the power into it. All right, you all can go ahead and click that short rest button.
All right.
Nice.
As you manage to rest Lokag up against the door that is currently and almost constantly being hammered at, chipped on. The hobgoblins keep attempting to pick it. You hear one hobgoblin within, its voice strong with authority. It's almost reedy, as if the hobgoblin is older than the others. And X, you're able to count, at least to get a decent count, oh goodness, of the number of hobgoblins. I think there are 12 hobgoblins outside, including a leader of them, perhaps this Commander Ashbone that Merlin had mentioned before. But as you all rest, some of you somewhat uneasily, from your perspective, Millie, the 3 remaining objects aside from the massive censer all seem to have a presence to them. You don't get the feeling so much that you're being watched, but that something is waiting. Occasionally, the massive piece of citrine, the light coming from it will sort of surge, pulse, or dim for several moments at a time. Occasionally, it'll flare into bright, almost blinding light. But soon, X, you see Merlin leave that circle. Only the light from the massive stone eye. And now it's casting that light fitfully around the chamber as if looking for the now dead circle of magic. Merlin comes to rejoin the others. Is there anything else that you all would do during your rest? Lokag?
No, I think Lokag's pretty much just spending his time focused on resting up and listening to the door, trying to, see if someone's coming in. So he wants to make sure that stays safe for his party.
Okay.
He also spends some time thinking about setting up an ambush and perhaps finding a way to let them in, so that they have a very narrow corridor they need to come through to get to us. So he starts thinking about if maybe speaking with the Gravelix about setting up some sort of tripwire or something in this narrow hallway, and best places for an ambush for everybody to be.
Merlin weighs in on that and says that he and the other goblin can, anybody else who, of course, wanted to help, can try to set some tripwires up. He says, "Yes, this is a good place to defend. Tight corridors. We have an open chamber beyond us. Room to work, while they must come at us at best 3 at a time. If they can open the door."
We'll make sure they can get the door open when we want them to open it.
Very good. All right, what about X? Is there anything else that he does during the short rest?
No, sir. We're
Okay.
good.
Clifford?
Clifford is checked out.
Okay.
Just completely, in his own head. He's probably thinking strategy, trying to, imagine the room, but otherwise he's checked.
All right, what about Millie? Anything else she would do during a short rest?
No, I don't think during it.
Okay. All right. So as our heroes rest in the belly of the beast, as it were, high up within the goblin stone, somewhere the pastors are near, engaged in their profane ritual. But guardians stand between our heroes and the masters, and untold, unknown dangers of the master's chambers and their haunt within the stone. And though it's earlier than we normally do, I think this is a good spot to pause the session.
All right. Cool.
As what happens next will be likely pretty involved. And I think this is a dramatic, story-wise, this is a good beat to pause on, even though we are a little bit early.
Cool.
All right. Well, let's check in then. That was, like I said, it's been a few pretty intense sessions with you all delving or getting higher and higher inside the stone. And there are a slew of corpses that you all left behind. Many souls to balance the scales. But Commander Ashbone and his company stand outside the doors, waiting for you all to rush into them or for you all to draw them into your own traps. But how was y'all's session? Big Bri, any thoughts for you?
I thought it was really good. So I'm glad that we were able to get a short rest in and setting up our own little ambush. So plus this chamber was pretty interesting. Lots of devious magical things happening in here.
I love how the party just left everything alone. You're like, nope.
Exactly.
I guess I didn't make it interesting enough. But how about
Or too interesting.
or two? Yeah, well, perhaps I did. Yeah. Well, either way, it's a win because it's decisions, and unknowns are just as important as knowns in a good story or a good D&D game. Well, Nick, how about you? Any thoughts for you on the session? And welcome back to the table, by the way.
Yeah, super fun. It's just a lot of action, a lot of interesting things to ponder. A little fight here. It's just all for a long time been waiting to see what's inside this place, and we're finally there in the master's chambers, gathering for the feast. So,
Nice.
we'll stab it with our steely knives when we get there. It's fun. Yeah, good times.
All right, heck yeah. Jay Fink, how about you? Any thoughts for you? Glad you could make it, by the way.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm glad I'm able to get into the endings of these last few. Unfortunately, probably not the last time. I'll be late. But hopefully closing in on that. No, this was interesting. The final room was strange. I'm curious to see what else it may hold, whatever we do next.
Heck yeah. Well, Loquitur, how about you? Any thoughts for you on the session?
35 damage is still a lot of damage.
That's a lot of damage.
Perhaps the reason we left everything alone was 35 damage.
Yeah. That's a good
Level
reason.
5, yes.
Yeah, it's quite a chunk.
Not wanting a repeat of that, I think, is X's good motivation for X to leave things alone.
Yeah, no, I can see that for sure.
That was an interesting session, an interesting room. For anybody who plays or for anybody who dungeon masters, take note of how RDM uses space on the map. Because making the maps open with space that's hard to navigate changes combat by so much. Like, I'm always amazed at like just the little things about your combats make them so much harder, and a lot of that is just how the enemies sort of have the space set up to their advantage, and you can't just run in and kill everything in a big Nova round. Like, even if we had big area effect spells, we would still have to move around, and the move paths are all blocked by the traps. So it's a pretty difficult room to navigate, and honestly, I think we did pretty well at it.
Oh, I think so too, for sure. I've run this a few times, and the record is a party triggered that trap 4 times before they figured it out. And they came in and they had just had a long rest. So they burned all of their spells, all their potions, and everything in that room alone. Ended up using had to bring somebody back from the dead in that room. So you all did really great.
Yeah, wow. For viewers who may not be aware, that combat was strategically harder than it looked. And, like I said, if you're a DM and you want to make your combats more dangerous, just look at the way that DM sets this up with the space. That's really the difference between an easy battle and, oh my god, this.
Thanks, DL. Thanks for appreciating that. Because that's really fun. I mean, the enemies weren't that high CR. You know, hobgoblins aren't that big, but yeah, putting them at the ranges they were at, and some of them in the darkness, and yeah. I like to do a lot with low CR creatures if I can, because it's interesting.
Well, you're very successful with it. You make the combats quite challenging. So appreciate that.
Heck yeah. Yeah, to dungeon masters out there who, like, you have parties that, you know, they get a lot of experience and they kind of level too fast for you. You're throwing too high a CR enemies at them. You can get by with like half your CR and just use the space and have them set stuff up. And you can kind of pace, if you're using XP at your table, which a lot of tables don't. But well, heck yeah, gang! This is really fun to run for you all, and see what you did with the sort of jungle gym that I built for you guys. It's cool to watch you swing on the bars, gang. I look forward to how you're going to ambush this party next session, and we got a week to think about the different types of things you might put into those traps. You've got some really simple traps that you made, obviously, but you have some other items on you that you might be able to use to good effect.
The question is, why didn't we go through the eye door?
Oh no, it's not a door. It's just an eye in the wall.
That's what you want us to believe.
Ah, yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, it could be interesting poking around with that to see what you learn. But I will leave that.
All eyes are doors to something.
That's true. That is true. I wonder what soul looks out from these particular doorways or windows. But gang, thanks for an awesome session. Midlanders, thanks for joining us and being part of this campaign. It's been great, but we still got more to look forward to. More traps and troubles for our heroes to get through before they can successfully save Arabelle from the infernal goblin menace. But everyone, take good care of yourselves this week. Get some rest. Make sure you're drinking water. We only got one life as far as we know, so get out there and play your story. And we'll see y'all next week. Night, everybody.
All right. Good night.
See y'all.